undefeated WBA lightweight champion of the world, Tank Davis.
What is going on, fight fans? So Tank does it again. He's coming from behind. Well, technically he was winning on the scorecards, but generally speaking, he's not making a clear position in the fight that he is winning. He is always kind of in that gray area where he could be winning, he could be losing. Sometimes he's actually losing, like when he was fighting Mario Barrios, but he's always in that space and he always finds the punch. It's almost unbelievable, almost scripted in a way, because it's so perfect almost every time, other than that time with Isaac Cruz. For Tank to be able to do this every single time is pretty impressive. Regardless of the level of competition, it is pretty impressive to see somebody do this perfectly every single time, bar just one fight. Now, Frank Martin was very game, but the pressure that Tank was applying to Frank Martin was basically deteriorating his entire game plan. He even admitted that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do because he was trying to kind of change things up to calm that pressure that felt relentless coming from Tank Davis. Tank Davis just kept coming forward. You could see that there were moments where Tank was just changing the fight. He wasn't being as passive as he normally is in a lot of fights, looking for the one punch. He became more proactively looking for the right punch, which was a very good change in Tank Davis, because he does need the contingency plan in the event that he doesn't get the knockdown or the knockout, because that can happen. Look at the Isaac Cruz fights. Now, he definitely gets the knockout more than he doesn't, right? That's almost inevitable, but almost isn't guaranteed. So he should be proactively looking for that knockout, as he was doing with Frank Martin. After, maybe the 5th round or so, he started pushing the pace, started moving towards Frank Martin, creating pressure, cutting him off, things of that nature. And that helped him find the knockout, as opposed to what he normally does, where he's more passive. He lets you go crazy, and then he looks for the potential punch off of a counter or something, where he's paying attention to all your little quips and things that you do, the little reactions that you have, your tendencies, and he kind of builds what is the most likely punch that he can land to knock you out. And then when he sees it, he throws it. But with Frank Martin, he changed it. And I think that this way of being proactive to get the knockout is a safer bet in the event that you just don't get that punch. Now, with Tank, it's crazy, because what Tank is he's essentially Deontay Wilder with the skills, right? He's not in the heavyweight division, but he's Deontay Wilder with the skills, with the ability to be able to knock you out with any hand, any type of punch. It doesn't have to even be a right hand. It doesn't even have to be a straight. It can be an uppercut. It can be a body shot. It can be with the left hand. It could be with the right hand. It doesn't really matter. He can knock you out in any way that he likes. And I think that that's super dangerous, because there isn't a one thing that you can focus on. With Deontay Wilder, yes, his right hand was super powerful, and you could just focus on that. It's the straight right. That's what he got. But with Tank, it's anything. It could be an uppercut, a hook, a body shot, a straight, whatever it is, a right hook, a left hook. You don't know where it's coming from, so you can't prepare for it by just shutting that one thing down, because it could be something else. And then on top of all of that, he has the skills to get the punch there. He has the skills to keep you from creating damage on him or hurting him. It's just an unbelievable sight to behold, and it's just incredible to see. Now, this is the start of his journey to actually fighting top competition. I think Frank Martin is the beginning of this. He's on the lower tier of that top competition, in my opinion. A lot of people are looking at this fight and are saying, oh, this proves that Tank is pound for pound. No, not really, not yet, because Frank Martin, although undefeated and pretty skillful fighter using the eye test, he's not necessarily fought anybody that is super noteworthy. Now, the next fight is being rumored to be Lomachenko. In my opinion, if he beats Lomachenko, that indeed will catapult him up into the pound for pound list, and into like the top 5 possibly, because Lomachenko is that type of person. Even though he might be older or whatever, he just beat Kambosos. Kambosos was undisputed. Kambosos beat Teofimo, who beat, Lomachenko. So there's a lot of things there where Lomachenko is in that mix, right? Lomachenko is in that mix. He's been multiple world champion. He's currently a world champion. So to see Tank Davis unify titles against Lomachenko, I think will be fantastic. A fight with Shakur Stevenson, I think that would also be fantastic, so that all the titles could just come together and they could just unify all the titles and try to become undisputed for Tank to try to become undisputed. I think that will be an amazing proposition for Tank, and he's gonna finally start moving into the role of actually being a pound for pound fighter and not just a marketable fighter. I'm very curious to see what the pay-per-view numbers are. I'm gonna do my pay-per-view prediction video in like a day or two, just still extrapolating all of the numbers of the pre-fight content to see where the number would fall in terms of the pay-per-view buys. It's tricky because he's coming off of his fight with Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, they have yet to drop those numbers, so we don't have those numbers. But Tank versus Frank Martin, I'm sure they'll drop it. Usually PBC drops the numbers after about a week or so. So I'm sure we're going to see what those pay-per-view numbers are. And I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what it is and to see how he does without a dancing partner, without a dance partner. With Ryan Garcia, he was a dance partner, but he did 1.2 million. Can he pull that off with a Frank Martin fight? I don't think so. But how close can he get to it? Is he still floating in the 270,000 mark? Or is he able to get himself higher to like maybe 400,000 or 500,000? If he could get himself up there, he might be the face of boxing. He might indeed be the face of boxing, and this will solidify it. His Frank Martin numbers will solidify to us if he is the face of boxing, coming off of the 1.2 million with Ryan Garcia. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed it. Haven't been making videos because I've been in the UK like for a week and some change. I actually watched this fight at the airport hotel as I was waiting for my flight the next day, and it's tough. I feel your pain over there at the UK, man. To see these big fights, it'd be like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you still watching it. It was very tough, but a very cool undercard. Seeing Benavidez' 175-pound debut was fantastic, and then seeing the Tank Davis and Frank Martin fight, it literally played out like a Tank Davis fight, man. It's just phenomenal to me that he could do it every time. You're gonna do it every time. I think that's just fantastic. It's super entertaining, and it's almost like you're guaranteed a show. When Tank Davis fights, you're guaranteed the Tank Davis show. Anyways, until the next one, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see what my prediction is for Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney's pay-per-view numbers, and I put some good numbers together to come up with like a good kind of a tactical way to predict these pay-per-views, go ahead and click on this video right here, and I'll see you in that video. Peace out, guys.